And Chandler, if you would, pan over to these guys here, let them introduce themselves. We have 3 Clinton Dragons. We have a senior and 2 sophomores. So
A junior and a sophomore.
let's go ahead. Barrett's a junior?
Yes.
Okay, I thought he was a sophomore.
I wish.
I know, I thought we had 2 more years in it. But Connor, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody what position you play and what class you're in.
I'm Conor Moody. I'm class of 2022. I play running back and outside linebacker.
I'm Joshua Keith, class of 2024, and I play quarterback.
Well, guys, we thank y'all for being here, and we'll be chatting with you here shortly. And Coach, you like my shirt?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I see it. I love it. You got the fedora going on. I like it. I really love it. You want me to tell you where I wear fedora?
Well, I was going to ask you about that. A friend of mine, I think it was the PAL game, he was calling you Darrell Landry. So
he was a little spot on.
And I was going to ask you is there any correlation there with the legendary Tom Landry, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
You got to be a little old to understand. My mama was a Cowboy fan. Hollywood Henderson was her favorite football player, and Ed Too Tall Jones. I wasn't a Cowboy fan, but I did like Tom Landry. Probably one of the reasons I don't like Jerry Jones today is because of how he did Tom Landry. But ultimately, I'm a Bear Bryant guy. I'm from Alabama, Birmingham. And so I got to spend a lot of time on Legion Field. Sold a lot of hot dogs so I could stand on the sideline behind the legendary Bear. And I saw Bear do a lot of amazing things, and Bear did more to integrate Alabama than George Wallace did. I remember when he played the first African-American quarterback in the heat that he took. I watched it happen. And so I admire Bear Bryant, and don't forget Vince Lombardi. So all 3 of those guys were fedoras. I think it brings a certain amount of class and style and nostalgia to the game. And so that's why I wear a fedora.
They certainly did. And how long have you been wearing the fedora?
I've been wearing the fedora now for probably about 13 years.
Okay.
About 13 years. I started wearing it in Little League when I was a Little League coach. And so I just kept wearing it.
Well, it looks good on you. Walter?
Coach, what's your background? Where have you coached previously, and where did you play at football-wise?
I played my ball in the SWAC in Alabama A&M. Like I told you, my defense coordinator was Chavis before he came to Tennessee.
Okay.
I played my high school ball in a place called Pleasant Grove, Alabama. It's in the suburbs of Birmingham, Alabama. That's on the outskirts of Birmingham. And my first real coaching job was at a place called Stadium High School, which is in Tacoma, Washington. And then I went to Lincoln High School and got to coach with John Kitten a little bit. And then later on he played for the Seahawks. And then I coached at another school called Belter High School that was in Washington. And then from there, I had a hiatus because I went to war. I went to Iraq for a year, and then I came back. And I probably took 3 years off because then I became a drill sergeant. And then I got back into coaching when I went to Okinawa, Japan, and I coached at a high school there called Kubisaki High School. And then I came back here and got stationed at Fort Campbell, and I started coaching semi-pro football. And we played for a championship. I won the championship in semi-pro football. Then I got back into coaching at a place called Christian County High School in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And I started off as a middle school coach. I worked my way up, and I had to earn my stripes. I had to learn a lot real quick, a lot fast. And then I forgot my first head coaching gig at a place called Todd County High School in Elkton, Kentucky. And I came into it was a similar situation here. They hadn't won in a while, so first year we went to the playoffs. We went overall 5-6, and then the next year we went to the playoff again, went 6-5, and then that's when Brad Collette gave me a phone call, and now I'm here.
Coach, you have quite the resume, and I know the fans are glad you're at Clinton. They're excited and really anxious to see the Dragons and how they can do the rest of the season, plus in the future. And I'll just go ahead and jump to the next question. Myself personally, I've seen a lot of improvement from last year. And, last year I don't really count due to the COVID. And I know you was behind the 8 ball in that. And but seen a lot of improvement from the team this year. If you would just talk about the team.
Well, this time we got to spend some time together. We had a spring. We had a summer, and we did a lot of team building. Losing sometimes can become a culture, just like winning can become a culture. And so our whole deal as a coaching staff, was to break the losing mentality, the mediocrity, the moral victories. We don't want moral victories, and so we went back to the basics. And then the first thing I did, it's not all about me. I assembled a hell of a coaching staff. I went over and got Kwayu Graham. I got Toby Tillman, and I also got Don Colquitt. And then, I made Jason Hammock as my offensive coordinator, and I got Xavier Mitchell as the defense coordinator. And, and we gelled that thing to pretty good. That's a lot of experience. Kwayu Graham won a state championship over at Austin East. And so, of course, Xavier has coached at Carnes, and he's coached at Oliver Spring. He played in the SEC. He's a wealth of knowledge as well defensively. And one of the things that Jason Hammock does really well is string plays together. Once he gets hot, he's hot. And so for the last couple of weeks, we've not protected the quarterback very well, and we haven't made the adjustments that we need to make. And that's all in a young football team. Not making any excuses, but I think we've corrected that, and we're ready to get the rolling here Friday night.
Well, you stole one of my questions about your coaching staff, and I think that's a big reason for the improvement this year with the coaches
definitely.
you brought on board, plus the ones you had previously. And I wanted to recognize those gentlemen that you mentioned. I think it's really been a big plus for the Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's been a blessing. I'll tell you what's another blessing when we played Oak Ridge, to look up in the stands and not be able to find anybody I knew because it was just that many people there. I as a high school guy from a football state, this is football state as well. I've never played in front of a crowd that big in high school. I didn't. I mean, of course I played against one inside the club. I'm going to lowball and say at least was 5,000 people there, but it was more.
Oh, certainly. And Walter would know about that. It may be the biggest crowd since the '92 Clinton Oak Ridge game, and that was really just beyond packed.
You couldn't walk 6 inches in front of yourself. I mean, it was just wall to wall like sardines.
We got our first call tonight, and Coach, we got some earbuds there.
Okay.
See who we got. Locker Room Chat, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Big Daddy? How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing?
How we doing, Eric?
Hey, I saw it at Carnes last year. The team's starting to believe in themselves.
Yes, definitely at Carnes. I mean, we played a hell of a game that game. They willed themselves to a win. It's carried on. I mean, we've had some shortcomings, but I think the thing that I like the most is that even though in our losses, we still fought. We never quit. We never gave up.
Oh, my goodness. No, absolutely not. This is a fighting team.
So, I mean, I'm very proud to be the coach of this team. I mean, I'm going to miss this senior class. I think that we got a lot left in the tank here in the next couple of weeks. Matter of fact, I know we do.
I'm gonna throw a big name at you.
Okay.
There was a coach that took over another team down the road from you in I think it was 1982, 1983. And he inspired a group of kids to get their butts in the weight room, get bigger, stronger, faster, and work harder. And I'm telling you, I can tell But these kids are working their rear ends off. Just on the difference I've seen in one season of play. You got these kids motivated, no doubt.
Well,
Gary Chris.
I appreciate that, but a lot of it goes to them. A lot of the credit goes to them. I mean,
You gonna end up being the Gary Chris of Clinton because you're gonna bring them back to prominence.
hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate the confidence in me, but it takes a village. I mean, the support of you guys, the fans, the administrators. Hey, it's a team effort. It takes a village.
Well, Eric, appreciate you calling in, and is Cofield going to get back on the track this week?
I mean, Cofield ain't really been off track.
Well, 2 straight losses. I think that's the first time in about 3 years. Played some good teams, though. We played 2 good teams.
I understand what you're saying, but they're preparing themselves for playoffs, like Coach is talking about. Hey, you got to play these good teams, and you got to suffer these losses to know what it takes to win those big games. Am I wrong, Coach?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, we've grown a lot in our losses, but I'm tired of growing in losses. I'm trying to grow in wins this week.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Y'all smoking this thing. Yeah. Y'all. We getting a win Friday night in Clinton. Ain't no doubt about that.
Amen.
I believe that with all my heart.
Amen.
All right.
But I mean, but suffering through some losses can humble you
Yes.
and give you a stronger desire and passion
Build character.
in that fourth. Builds character. That fourth quarter, man. Instead of being down on yourself and hands on your knees and huffing and puffing, I mean, you got your head up because you ain't getting no air down there. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your head back, son. Get some air in them lungs. Just take a big, deep breath from up high and let some God into you. You know, get some belief and some strength.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's just how I feel about it. But anyway, hey, dude, y'all are doing great. I can't believe what a drastic turnaround you've made in that program.
Thank you so much.
I
Eric,
appreciate it, fellas.
appreciate
See
you.
man.
Appreciate you calling in. And speaking of Cofield, it's the OEB Law Game of the Week. Cofield is playing at Midway, south of the river, Walter, and it's a big game in
Yeah, I think
Region 2-1A.
I think the fact Cofield's lost a couple games in a row, I think they're going to be quite mad, and I think they'll put it on Midway, but I think it'll be a good.
Yeah, it's be a good game. Friday night OEB Law Game of the Week here on Channel 12. Midway's got a couple All-State players back from last year. The quarterback Emmett Hagelin and their wide receiver Caleb Goodman. So should be a good matchup.
But the fact Cofield's played 2 extremely hard teams in a row, Carter and Gordonsville. I mean, that's some tough football.
Certainly. Well, Coach, let's talk about the game last week, Chattanooga Central. I like to look at it as I missed opportunities. We had a lot of opportunities to win that game, and it seemed like we were fighting uphill the whole way.
I'm going to be politically correct when I answer this question about that game. Well, when you go into a situation like Chattanooga Central, we have to be so focused that we don't let the calls or what we perceive as being bad calls take us off our game. Every time we got inside the red zone, either we made a mistake or it was perceived that we made a mistake. And offense is not like defense. Offense is rhythmic, and so we could never really get a good groove. And I thought the coaches called a heck of a play down there on inside the 5. I mean, they were stacking the box. We threw the ball. It bounced off our receiver hands, and that kind of changed the momentum of the game. And then we didn't break down on a punt punt, a fake punt, or mishandle punt, and that was a touchdown. I mean, we beat them up and down the field, but we didn't come away with the win. That game was that game to me was a phenomenon. I've never been in a game like that. I've coached a long time, and we still had opportunity to win the game, even with everything. It was 17 calls. Yeah, heck, I'm gonna say it. It was 17 calls called against us and 7 against them. I think it influenced the game. Out of 17, I don't think all of them were legit. And being that we're a young team and we're not used to, we just got them to the point where they're fighting other team. I mean, so I guess we're going to prepare them to fight external sources as well.
Yeah, it's like that when you go on the road sometimes, and this team can learn and grow from it, like Caller previously said, and, learn from it and get better, build character. But they had a couple of big plays in that game, and that's all it took, But Clinton looked pretty good moving the ball and just got it inside the 20, 15, 10-yard line multiple times and just come up empty. But
that coach has done a good job. He has some of Udawa players now, and that shows.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
I know Udawa had sort of dropped off a little bit, but I guess that's why. We got another call here. Let's take it. Locker room chat. You're on the air.
Hey,
How you doing?
hey, Coach Keith,
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
doing fine. Hey, this is Roger Moore.
How you doing, Mr. Moore?
Hey, I was going to tell you you're doing a good job, and this town's behind you. You just keep your chin up.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate that.
I know you and me had talked at your house a couple of weeks ago, and
Yes, sir, we
I'll tell
did.
you, it ain't what you take. It ain't how many games you win. It's what you take away from it, and them boys will remember.
Well, I took a great deal of advice from you when you was at my house last week, and I really appreciate it. It was beneficial.
Yeah, well, we're behind you. So, yeah, I'll be down there. I'll watch your game this week. Hope you do good.
Yes, sir. We plan on winning this game this week. We want to give our fans something to cheer about and be happy about.
All right, brother. I'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, caller. Thanks for calling in. And speaking of Friday night, it's a very big region game, Coach, and you're playing the Campbell County Cougars. They're 5-1 overall, and they're coming in off a big win over Kingston, undefeated team, beat them 35-0. But it's a big game in the region. Right now, Dragons are 0-2, and if Clinton does not win this game, they'll be pretty much forced into a must-win situation from here on out as far as region games and getting in the playoffs. So what is the mindset of the team coming into Friday night?
My team and my captains have assured me that we're going to win that football game. So I'm going to take them at face value. They've told me that we're going to win this football game, and I believe it.
I know last year it was 34-33 Campbell County, and it's been a series pretty much. Clinton leads at all time 31 wins to 9 and began in 75, and Clinton dominated early, but over the last 10 years Campbell County has a 7-3 lead in the games played, and most of the games have been just down to the wire games, except for one year they beat Clinton 35-0. But most of the games have been like last year, just come down to mistakes and who just makes the big plays.
I made the mistake last year. When you're on the road, you go for 2. So I won't make that mistake again.
That's right.
That's right. When you're on the road, you go for 2.
You tried to kick last year, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah.
Campbell County is a well-oiled machine. Let's get that
They
straight.
can score some points.
And they can score some points, and they can score them fast. The Price brothers, hey man, they're class act. I don't have anything negative to say about that program other than I want to beat them. That's it. What do I think our advantages are going into the game? We're tough. I got to say that we're really tough kids. We got some really tough kids, and so we're gonna hang our hat on that Friday night. We're gonna see how tough they are.
It should be a really good game, and we got another call coming in. Let's take it before we go to a break. Locker room chat, you're on the air.
Hey, Sleepy, I wanted to ask permission from the coach and you as a fan base. Do I have permission to go full super fan Friday night if I come to Clinton High School?
What's super fan? Tell me what that entails.
I never cuss.
Okay, that's good so far.
But I'm allowed.
Oh, definitely go super fan.
I mean, I'm on the.
He's up and down the sideline.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm up and down the
is it
sideline.
gonna motivate the kids?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh well, by all means.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome.
Bye.
Dragons need all the fan support they can get, and I expect a big crowd once again Friday night, Walter.
Well, you certainly did your homework about since 1975. I've always looked at that game as an unexpected game, and as you say, it's always super close, and it's a very physical football game.
It is.
We're going to go ahead and take our first break of the night, and we're visiting with the head coach of the Clinton Dragons, Darrell Keith, and we'll be right back to meet some of his student athletes he's brought with him, and we look forward to that. So we'll be right back. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Mulch & More in Midtown is your landscaping headquarters. They offer mulch, topsoil, all types of gravel, sand, rock, crab orchard stone, riprap stone, and limestone gravel. Mulch & More does light excavation work. Do you need a driveway repaired? They can do it. Plus, Mulch & More can do your water and sewer lines, French drains, and more with Ditch Witch services. So whether you only need a half cubic yard up to 20 cubic yards, Mulch & More can help you. Give Gary a call today at 865-234-7060 at Mulch & More in Midtown.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Cash in your gold now to get the most money. With gold at all-time highs, TK Wheeler Jewelers in Oak Ridge is paying top dollar for your gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, and coins. And TK Wheeler Jewelers pays cash. Broken chains, mismatched earrings, bracelets, rings, old school rings, gold charms, old watches, and even coin collections. TK Wheeler Jewelers in Oak Ridge, where you get the most money now for your old gold. So cash in now at TK Wheeler Jewelers, 422 South Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge.
At Roan Medical Center, we are committed to serving this community and providing the best possible care for our patients. We have 20 medical specialists on staff representing all areas of care in a clean and safe environment. You don't have to go out of town to receive excellence in outpatient services, so please don't delay. The care you deserve is right here, right now. For the moments of need, we are here for you.
Buff Subaru would like to announce the opening of our brand new, larger facility in Kingston. This new facility was designed to offer unmatched comfort and convenience for our customers. Our service department now offers full tire and alignment services, express oil changes, and a car wash included with each service. We're conveniently located at I-40 exit 356 in Kingston, an easy drive from anywhere in the greater Knoxville area. Earl Duff Subaru, Tennessee's only 10-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Award.
All remaining 2021 Ascent models have 0% financing available at Earl Duff Subaru in Kingston.
We all know that real estate is location, location, location.
Our team at Just Homes Group Realty Executives has the true expertise, pairing buyers and sellers with the right opportunities.
Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home right here in Knoxville,
Lenoir City, Clinton, or Farragut, we have the expertise throughout every Knoxville surrounding area. Call Just Homes Group Realty Executives today.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
I mean, I want his film
Welcome
dynamic.
back into the locker room chat, and we are joined by the head football coach of the Clinton Dragons, Darrell Keith, and he's brought 3 of his team members with him here this evening, and we're going to chat with these young men. But first, Walter, we got some big games in the area. Carter and Anderson County tomorrow night in the rivalry Thursday game of the week, and also Friday night here at OEB Law, Cofield at Midway. Other big games in the area. Got a big game in the region, the 5A. It's Powell at Oak Ridge. And another game in Anderson County's region, South Dole at Fulton.
Yeah, you've got a lot of games that are going to be something else. Anderson County and Carter. Carter having a rough time last week with Carnes, and Anderson County, of course, having a rough time, but they're playing people pretty tough. They're 2-4, and
missing their quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's a tough situation. He's probably out for the year, Martinez. And Oak Ridge hosting Powell. They went back and forth the last few years on who's going to win, and I think it's going to be one of those things again, although I think Powell will probably win this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Powell, I think, is head and shoulders above the rest of the teams in the region. And Oak Ridge defeated Powell last year, so I'm sure Powell's going to have a...
I got to make comment on that now.
What's that going on?
Now, do you guys remember last week Powell struggled with Halls?
Yeah, they certainly did.
Okay, now, Oak Ridge may be having problems scoring, but they don't have a problem stopping for you. They have a hell of a defense.
Yeah.
And now you got to figure, if we generate some offense, maybe we don't give up some of those touchdowns that we give up. So
the gap might not be as wide as it seems.
I'm going with Oak Ridge.
Mm-hmm. I know you did a lot last year, and you proved to be prophetic.
Well, I'll tell you, this is how things are shaping up. I mean, most people look at records. You know, records during the regular season. That looks good. That's good. You know, that's good. That looks great. But right now, both teams are 2-0 in the region. So even if Oak Ridge finishes 5-5, they're 5-0 in the region. That's pretty much an undefeated season when it really counts. The rest of it is just a window shopping, you know. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. With the Tony Franklin system, it only takes one game for them to get their timing down, and if they can score with their defense, then they're gonna be a dangerous football team.
Exactly.
Oh, I think it'll be tooth and nail, but I'm just thinking Powell will win, but I'm not taking anything away from Oak Ridge, not at all.
Another game in the area up in Oneida, Rockwood traveling. Rockwood a big win last week over Harriman, put up 63 points. So going up to Oneida, that's a big game in the region as well.
Yeah, I think that Rockwood's back on track somewhat, but Oneida has been doing super well since the first week. They lost to Williamsburg the first week and have won 5 in a row.
Let's turn our attention to these Clinton Dragons over here, and I'm going to speak with Conor Moody first, the team captain for Clinton. And Conor, thank you for being here. I know Conor came on the show last year, and Conor, I consider you the heart and soul of this Clinton Dragon football team. And what does that mean to you as the team captain, and how does that make you feel?
Yes, sir. It makes me feel good because I know that I have a big role in the team, and I know that I have to keep them up whenever we're down, and just that's it.
Talk a little bit about the game last week with Chattanooga Central, and then talk about the upcoming game with Campbell County.
Yeah, last week we had a hard week. Things just didn't feel right coming into the game. We knew that we didn't prepare in the week as good as we should have, and we felt like we kind of slept on them a little bit. But I feel like this week we're ready for Campbell County, and I feel like we're going to play hard, hopefully get a W.
And Walter?
Let's see. So tell me your position on the field, which I wasn't paying attention right there, and tell me how you're doing so far this year.
Yeah, I play running back and outside linebacker, and I think I have 6 touchdowns so far and 200 yards rushing. And
you scored a lot of different ways.
Yes, sir.
Blocked the punt, recovered it.
Yes, sir.
Interception, return.
Yes, sir.
Conor, you have any pregame rituals?
No, sir, not really. I always make sure I pray before the game just to keep a hedge of protection around me and my team. And I try and hydrate. I cramp so much, but I feel like I can't hydrate enough.
Coach, talk a little bit about Conor.
I knew Conor Moody was going to be special for us this year, just the way he played last year. I mean, I really didn't. I could tell that he was special last year, but I didn't really get to know him. Whoever has raised Conor, his mom and dad have done an excellent job. I mean, he's a warrior. I mean, he gives us everything that he has. There's no doubt in my mind when we get on the bus leaving the game that Conor Moody is totally exhausted. He has nothing else to give me. He gives me 110% after every game. I know that he's doing his very best out there. I mean, if he misses a tackle, he's gonna miss it 100 miles per hour. I never have anything to say to Conor Moody when on or off the field, because I know he's giving me everything he got every play. I know that.
Conor, what's the team goals this year coming in? What's the team goals?
We really want to make it to the playoffs, and we know what we got to do to accomplish goals, and we're going to try and do it. But that's our main goals, and we're going to try and go deep in the playoffs. We ain't going to just try and go first round.
And how long have you been playing football?
All my life, really.
All his life.
Yes, sir.
So I heard you and Coach Keith talking off the air. I know you play baseball as well, and which sport do you prefer? Do you have a favorite sport?
I mean, it's really just the type of in-season thing. I love both of them, and I've played them since I was little, so, I mean, I love both of them.
What about as far as your running back / linebacker? Do you prefer offense or defense, or you just love just being out there on the field?
Yeah, I just love being out there on the field. I love tackling people, and I love running over people, so either one works for me.
So you're leading the team in rushing. You have about 200 yards, and I know you go both ways. You feel like you need to be carrying the ball more, or do you like to get more lathered up, or?
I mean,
is that a question for Coach Keith?
Yeah, whenever I get put out there, I run the ball, and whenever I'm always out there on defense. I love both of them. So I mean, wherever I can get the ball out, I'm happy to be playing it.
Walter.
And so how long have you played baseball, and what position you play in baseball?
I play center field and catcher in baseball.
Okay.
And I played baseball since I could hit the ball off the tee.
And you had talked about possibility of possibly getting a scholarship, or have you looked into that?
Yes, sir. I'm hoping to get a scholarship for baseball or football, either one. I mean, I love playing both of them, but whichever either way, I'm so blessed to play at the next level.
And you have any other hobbies away from football and baseball, or does that take up all your time?
I love hunting and fishing.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
So well-rounded Southerner, there's no doubt.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Conor, you're a senior, and what's some of your strengths and weaknesses, and would you say some of the things you need to work on?
I feel like I'm not very strong at the leadership role yet. I feel like my whole life I've grew up with other people being leaders in my life, and I've just kind of followed them. But as this year's came along, I feel like I've more of took the leadership role, and I'm working on that, and I'm still trying to become stronger in that role.
How does it feel to wear the orange and black, those colors?
It's different, man. Coming out on them Friday nights and just seeing our fans that have been with us through thick and thin, I mean, there's no other feeling. I mean, we love our fans, and they love us, so it's a good feeling.
What's it like playing for Coach Keith?
Man, it's a great experience. I mean, he's taught me so much in my life, and just he really teaches us more than football. Like, football is a part of it, how he coaches us. I mean, he teaches us life first and then football second. And, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better coach. I mean, I'll cherish him for the rest of my life.
What's some of the memories you're going to take away from playing at Clinton?
For sure, friendships and coaches, and I know I'll stick with them through the rest of my life. And I'm blessed to have them in my life, and I know I wouldn't be the person I am without them. So,
Conor, you're a senior and senior captain, and what's your plans after graduation?
Like I said, I want to go play ball at the next level, but right now I'm not really for sure on where at yet. So I'm just hoping I go to the best place.
Not sure not which sport either?
Yes, sir. Not yet.
Right. Okay, go ahead and give a shout out.
Oh, I just like to shout out my family and all the people at Clinton watching this. Go Dragons.
All right. Thank you, Conor, and good luck to Friday night and the rest of the season. Our next player is Joshua Keith, the quarterback of the Clinton Dragons and the coach's son. And Joshua, thank you for being here. And I was told tomorrow's your 16th birthday.
Yes, sir, it is.
So happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Coach, are you ready for him to be driving?
No. No, not at all.
Have you been driving any yet?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I got my permit. And, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what's your plans? What's your birthday plans for tomorrow?
As soon as I wake up, thank God for giving me another year of life, and I'm just gonna enjoy it, celebrate it with my team, practice with them, and probably eat. You know.
Is your mom gonna make you a cake?
Most likely, yes, sir.
Walter?
Tell us about playing for your dad as coach, and is that different than the other coaches you've had previous? And talk about your quarterback position.
So playing for my father, it's like it's I don't really treat it like that. I mean, when I'm on the field, I mean, I know I just treat him or he treats me as one of my players, and I treat him as like my coach. So it's like it's when we get home, obviously he's my dad, but on the field he's just my coach. I call him Coach Keith all the time when it comes to football, and we have a bond. I don't want to play for any other coach. I mean, it's a great experience. I've never got to play for him before, and I just always wanted to, and now I'm living the dream. And about the QB position, it's one of the hardest positions on the field, but I like that. I like going against a challenge, and to be a QB, you got to be a great leader. And it teaches you life skills. It teaches you how to be great in the future, and teaches you how to just help your team as the best you can, just become a great leader. So
I like your dual threat of being able to pass the ball as accurately as you can, and the way you can run with the ball rushing. It's a nice thing to have for the Dragons.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coach Keith, if you would, talk about your son, not as your son, but as a player.
Oh, as a player, he's typical quarterback. Quarterbacks are weird. Very hard worker. Plays with a chip on his shoulder because he's always been on the sides ever since he's been on this planet. He's always been on the side, so he's always had to fight uphill to earn his peers' respect. I'll tell you, it's not the throws that he makes that makes me proud. It's the grit that he makes when he gets knocked down, and I know he's hurt, and he gets back up and gets it hurt. I always judge a man on what he does when he gets knocked down. He gets knocked down quite a bit, and he gets up. I'm more proud of his grit than I am anything else, because later on in life, it's not going to be having the passes he throws. It's going to really be how tough he is and what he can do, what kind of father he's going to be, what kind of man he's going to be. Life's going to throw him a lot of shots, a lot of heart. And I think he has what it takes to be a great man one day. As a quarterback, man, I'll be honest with you, he's one of the better ones I've seen. I mean, God has gifted him with a lot of attributes that to be as young as he is and to be able to do the things I couldn't do the things that he was when I was 15 years old. I couldn't do those things. So he's very talented. If he stays grounded and humble, I think the sky's the limit for him.
Well, Coach, talk a little about, share with us as a son, as your father and a son, talk about Joshua.
Getting Joshua here on the planet was pretty tough. I mean, him and his mom almost died in birth. So he didn't spend his first hours with his mom. He spent the first 11 hours in my arm with a bottle because we didn't think she was going to make it. So me and Joshua had a turbulent start, so to speak. We thought it was going to be just me and him and Joshua and Donovan. I never thought I would live to coach. I never thought I would ever be able to coach Joshua. I had Joshua when I was 40 years old. So I never thought that I would ever coach Joshua. I got to coach my other son, but I never thought I would coach Joshua. And I'll never forget, we put that on for some reason his mama filmed it on YouTube. He was 3 years old. And he said, "Dad, I want to play football." And he's about that tall. And I said, "Well, what position would you like to play?" He said, "Well, Dad, I want to be a quarterback." I said, "You sure?" I said, "That's a pretty tough position." And so we went out in the yard, and we started throwing the football. He hadn't stopped throwing it since. So he's been throwing the ball since he was 3 years old. Been working with him that long.
Coach Keith, thank you for sharing that with us. And Joshua, you're a sophomore, and you took over the quarterback duties last year as a freshman. Trey Staggerson went down with injury. You stepped in. And this year, you got the QB1. And if you would, just talk a little bit about Trey Staggerson and maybe get Coach's thoughts on Trace as well. Trace come in last week. You had a little injury. You had to leave the game, and you look a little visibly upset. Can you tell me about that?
Do you want me to talk about Trace first or the injury?
Yeah, talk a little bit about Trace.
So first start off with Trace. He's a pretty good quarterback, actually. When he comes in, you can tell he's poised. He's calm, collective, and he just makes the throws that he has to make. He does the things to get the team down the field that needs to be done. So he's more of a calm quarterback. He's like a Aaron Rodgers. That's the type of quarterback he is. He don't talk a lot, but he does it with play. And he's actually a great athlete as well. He plays safety, and he's a good team player. I mean, he's a big role on the team. Without him, he's a big role on the team. He's a senior, and a lot of people look up to him on the team and the community. So,
you got two good quarterbacks.
Yep. Dealing with Trace. Trace is a blessing, man. Trace can play receiver. Trace can play. As I'm marketing Trace out to college coaches, I took off the quarterback tag and put athlete on there. He plays a receiver. He plays safety. He can play quarterback. He'll be starting Friday night at quarterback. And, Trace poses a lot of problems on defense because one thing he does really well is he can throw the mid-range pass with precision and accuracy. And his ability to see, a lot of people don't understand, Trace is pretty fast. He runs about a 4.7 40, right? And so when he takes off, he takes off. And so his athleticism, I don't think, Campbell County has enough film on him to understand that he's going to cause some problems.
He's a pretty good basketball player, too.
Oh, I think that's his call of fame, but that's another story.
But Joshua, just talk about when you went out with that injury, was you wanting to get back in the game?
Oh, yes, sir, 100%. When they told me I couldn't get back in, I was a little frustrated, and I was a little emotional, but I don't remember after that. I don't remember any other parts. I just remember them telling me that I couldn't go back in due to me being unconscious, and they took my helmet, and, it was like punishment. But I wanted to get back in. I love the game, so.
Talk about your progression from last year as you came in as a freshman to this year as a sophomore. Is the game slowing down for you?
Oh, yes, sir, 100%. First, I'd like to thank my team, though, because without them, I think, it would be much harder for me. They make it easy for me. My line makes it easy for me. They help me out a lot. My receivers catch the balls. It's way easier than it was last year. Last year, I was tense, and I was young, and, kind of scared because I was 14 playing against grown kids, bigger kids, and it was just new to me. So,
Walter?
Well, you've got one of those that takes care of you right beside you, 68.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Talk about him and the other lineman.
Him, he's a big key factor on the offensive line. He's a leader. He's more of a physical leader than vocal leader. He does it in play. He's kind of quiet, but he's getting there to talk more. He does like doing pancakes a lot. That's what I like. I like the dog in him. I like how he does that. And my other offensive lineman, I got a guard, receivers, center, Eric Page, right guard, Caleb Cook, and then right tackle, Devin Monroe, and then the rest of them too. They're just hard workers. You don't ever hear them talk in practice. They just do their assignment and they get out. In the weight room, they lift weights and they get out. They're a silent group, but they're healthy as well, and they're all young. We only have one senior on the line, and
Seems like you've got better protection this year than you have in a while.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Joshua, what's some of the things you need to work on? You're just a sophomore, but, to get to that next level, what's some of the things you think you need to work on?
I need to work on a lot of things. I need to work in stepping into my throws. Firstly, I need to work on my leadership skills. I'm still developing into a great leader, but to be a great leader, you got to be a great follower. So the top guys like Russell Wilson, Kyle Murray, all them, I just look up to them, and I follow them and try to be as great as them one day. And another thing is, when I get out the pocket, I got to learn to slide so I can avoid an injury, and just picking up my teammates. Don't ever leave them behind, especially the young ones.
Okay. Do you have any pregame rituals?
Yes, sir. I just pray before the game.
Okay.
So.
And tomorrow's your birthday, so wish you an early happy birthday, and you'd like to go ahead and give a shout out?
Yes, sir. I'd like to shout out my mom, my 2 dogs at the house, everybody in Clinton, and my brother.
All right, Joshua. Thank you for being here, and good luck Friday night and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take another break. We'll be right back to visit with Barrett Maddox, big tackle for the Dragons. So we'll be right back. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
Duff Subaru would like to announce the opening of our brand new, larger facility in Kingston. This new facility was designed to offer unmatched comfort and convenience for our customers. Our service department now offers full tire and alignment services, express oil changes, and a car wash included with each service. We're conveniently located at I-40 Exit 356 in Kingston, an easy drive from anywhere in the greater Knoxville area. Earl Duff Subaru, Tennessee's only 10-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Award.
All remaining 2021 Ascent models have 0% financing available at Earl Duff Subaru in Kingston.
Cash in your gold now to get the most money. With gold at all-time highs, TK Wheeler Jewelers in Oak Ridge is paying top dollar for your gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, and coins. And TK Wheeler Jewelers pays cash. Broken chains, mismatched earrings, bracelets, rings, old school rings, gold charms, old watches, and even coin collections. TK Wheeler Jewelers in Oak Ridge, where you get the most money now for your old gold. So cash in now at TK Wheeler Jewelers, 422 South Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge.
Welcome back into the locker room chat, and we are joined by the head football coach of the Clinton Dragons, Darrell Keith. And Coach Keith, I believe you had something you wanted to do your own shout out.
Yes, I'd like to do a shout out to the cheer team, cheer coach, and the dance team, and all the girls that come in every day and work just as hard as we do and give us the support that they do. And I want to thank them very much. I want to thank the student body and the administrators, because you guys have been great. And when all else fails, go Dragons.
You certainly do have quite the support in the school, and not only just all the sports seem like it's just coming together. I know new AD Nate Martin,
yes,
Rob,
he's absolute stuff.
Rob Stacy, co-ADs, and really doing a great job. I think
they are
taking over for Brad. You know, Brad did a marvelous job as well, and
he did.
Looks like they're just picking up the pieces and following suit. But that's great to see for Clinton, and I know the future's bright in not only football, but in a lot of sports, and girls and boys. So
true.
Let's go ahead and talk with Barrett Maddox here, a big junior, number 68 left tackle. And Barrett, you came over from Central High School, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So how did you wind up at Clinton?
My father just got a job. My stepfather just got a job up here, so I came with him.
Mm-hmm. Did you start for Central last year, or?
I started some games. I got some reps.
I know they've had a lot of talent there the last few years, and I know Coach Keith's certainly glad to have you. And the offensive line, Walter, as you mentioned earlier, I think that's a big strong point for Clinton. And what's it like playing with some of your teammates on the line?
Oh, I love it. It's so fun. I love the dogs we have on our line. We're strong, we're physical, and we just move the ball.
Yeah, you got some strong kids on the line. Who is the strongest?
For sure, Devin Monroe, our senior right tackle.
Uh-huh. What about William Hill? Or the fullback?
William Taylor.
William Taylor.
He's probably the second strongest.
Uh-huh. And Rhett Severs and Eric Page.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Barrett, how long have you been playing football?
Ever since I could grab a football, honestly.
You play some other sports?
I played baseball and basketball when I was little.
You heard Coach Locker's going to have you out for basketball this year.
Yeah.
I know they need some size inside, so you certainly help them there.
Yes, sir.
Walter?
Well, you're a big fella, and I'm just glad to see the line is able to protect all the skilled players. And if you don't have the line, you're just going to sit there and get killed. And I'm just glad we've got a lot bigger and stronger line these days.
Yes, sir.
What's it like to play for Coach Keith?
It's amazing. I mean, every day it's an adventure. It's a mission.
It's an adventure.
And what's some of the things you need to work on to get to the next level? You certainly have the size.
Yes, sir. I need to work on my just keep my hands aside. I want my feet to be better than they are right now, and my upper body strength.
3 minutes. And what's your thoughts on Friday night's game with Campbell County? It's a huge region game. What's the team as a member of the team? Certainly, what's the talk amongst you guys?
We're gonna have a lot of fight Friday. Just coming off a loss against Chattanooga Central. We all want this game. It's a region game. We need it. It's been a great week of practice.
Walter?
Well, I just hope you get this win. You all have played some good football already and have been really in every game all the way through except for the Powell game, and Powell's quite good. And I'm just looking forward to hopefully a big win Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Barrett, do you have any pregame rituals?
I listen to music and I get my mind right. I go over the plays and then I just pray.
What music you like to listen to?
Oh God.
Really everything. This how I'm feeling.
And what's it like to wear that orange and black after being at Central?
Oh, it's a different feeling. I just like running out. It's just the fans are crazy. It's like wow, just makes my heart beat. It's crazy.
What would you like to do when you graduate? I know you got another year, but you know you like to play on the next level. But anything you'd like to go into as far as education wise?
No, sir. Right now I'm undecided with my academics. I'm not really sure yet.
Okay. Thank you for being here. Would you like to give a shout out?
Shout out my family. Shout out Coach Keith and also Elite 3 from Nashville.
All right.
Can I also offer to shout somebody out?
Go ahead, Joshua.
Can I also shout out the cheer team, the band, and the dance team? And I'd also like to shout out Elite 3 as well, and all the fans at Clinton. Be there Friday, and I appreciate all y'all do.
Coach Keith, we got about a minute left in the show, and any last comments?
Yes. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the fans and the people that make it possible for us to do, and all the people that have made donations, either visually or non-visual. We really appreciate everything. We don't take anything you guys do for us for granted. Thank you very much.
Coach Keith, we thank you for being here, and good luck Friday night and the rest of the season.
All right.
Thank you very much, Coach.
All right, take
I'd
care.
also like to thank 3 players out, Conor Moody, Joshua Keith, and Barrett Maddox. And for Walter Stair, I'm John Williams. We'll see you next week on the Locker Room Chat.